Hi there, what's going on? It's Lisa here, Raw Food for Kids. Hope everyone's having a great day. And tonight, I'm making spaghetti bolognese. Delicious. It's going to be raw vegan and full of a ton of flavor. So, I want to show you how I did the mushrooms, actually. It's going to be, our mushrooms is what's going to be our meat for this. And I'm using portobellos, but you actually could really use cremini or any kind of variety of mushroom. But the portobellos are nice because it's just a nice big mushroom and it's kind of meaty in texture. So because we're not cooking this and we're not going to be dehydrating it, in order to get it a nice good feel, like a cooked feel texture, what I did was and I'm going to show you how to do it. I salted the mushroom. And what happens is, like, what I'm going to do is you're going to slice your mushroom, not thick, but not thin, I guess somewhere in the middle, say, about that thickness. Alright, slice your portobello mushroom, and then we're going to sprinkle it with just a little bit of salt on both sides, just like you would season anything else. You don't need to go too crazy. And what the salt does is it draws out the water, or it draws out the moisture in something. And that's going to act as for two benefits here. Number one, it's going to really intensify the mushroom flavor because think about it, we're pulling out all the water out of this mushroom, which has a lot of water. So we're going to be left with nothing but a beautiful mushroom flavor. And number two is, see, I had these just sitting on the counter for a couple hours, so just allow enough time. You don't have to do this step, but I highly recommend it. And it might look a little funky, but it tastes phenomenal. Because now it kind of has like a bit of a cooked texture. You'll see when you do it. I mean, really, really good. So, I got a sheet tray here, and actually this is the paper towels I had before. You can see how damp they were. You just want to line your mushrooms right on the paper towel. Alright? And you'll see water will start to come out, and I just kind of flip them over and periodically, and just want to sprinkle, where's my salt? I mean, just a little bit of salt right on top of each one. In the beginning, it looks very dry, but you will see that it will start to pull the moisture out. So flip them over, all right, and just sprinkle it the other side with the salt. So I went ahead and took care of this process, but this is a really, really great technique. I highly recommend trying it. So I've got my mushrooms here. I started with 3 portobellos, and I took about half of them, and I chopped them up. I'm going to put this in the food processor, and the other half I left for garnish just on top. Some slices. There's 3 of us, so you know, I saved like 3 slices per bowl. And I've got my zucchini noodles. Okay, I did this with the spiralizer. You see, isn't that beautiful? To get this nice, pretty white color to resemble more like noodles, you can peel the skin off the zucchini so you don't have the green. It's not a necessary step, but it does kind of give that presentation of an actual pasta. You see that? Isn't that cool? So you can get the spiralizer on Amazon. They're like $40. I highly recommend getting one. So I got my spaghetti noodles, and then this is the tomato basil garlic sauce. I did a video a couple days on. I went ahead and made a batch of that, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put half in the food processor with my portobello mushrooms, and the other half I'm going to save for in the pasta to kind of have a little bit of texture. And I'm also going to add a little bit of some Kalamata olives too. Alright, so I'm just going to, I'll repeat everything because I know we talked about a couple things. So let's make the sauce. Alright. I got my food processor. So I've got the tomato basil garlic sauce, which is basically just fresh tomatoes, fresh garlic that I use a zester to get it nice and finely grated, and fresh basil, salt, pepper, and a little bit of dried chilies just to give it some heat, but you can use cracked black pepper. And this is outstanding. It's very versatile. You can use it as a salsa too. But if you need to see the video, I've got a video on that. So I'm going to take half of this in the food processor. Alright. And then, some juice in there. And then I'm going to take my portobello mushrooms and add that in there. And I'm just going to kind of make this into a sauce consistency. And the mushrooms are going to help soak up the liquid, because a lot of times if you take this fresh tomatoes and you put it in the blender or the food processor, it's gonna be very liquidy, which is fine, nothing wrong with that. But the mushrooms are gonna help absorb a lot of that liquid and thicken up the sauce. Alright. There we go. Spray this up. Spatula here. Mix it down. So now it's gonna be kind of like a nice bolognese sauce, and you can leave it a little textured. Nothing wrong with that. Get a little pieces of the mushroom. I'm just going to pulse this one more time. Done. Look how easy that is. Sure beats slaving over the stove making your meat sauce. See that? Look at that. See the consistency of that? It's a nice chunky mushroom bolognese. Alright. And taste everything after you kind of make your sauce, because depending on how you salted your mushrooms, you know, you don't want to overkill on the seasoning. So taste it, and then you can sprinkle in your salt and pepper if you need more. Let's see where we're at here. I lost my spoon. Here it is. So look at that. See? It's our bolognese sauce. You can see pieces of everything in there. Let me taste this. That's really good. I'm going to add a little bit more salt. Okay. And we're good. We got the bolognese. Now, to assemble everything, just get your bowl out. Alright, I'm just going to do one to show you. I'm going to take some of the, and you could do this family style or you could do it plated. You can take some of your zucchini noodles. Alright, get a nice bowl of that. Ooh, look at those noodles. What's cool about this is you can actually twirl it on a fork, just like pasta. And now you're going to put your bolognese sauce. Alright. You can toss everything together if you want, but you don't have to. So once you start eating it, you kind of mix it all together. So get some of the bolognese. And now I'm going to put in some of the fresh tomatoes. So that'll give it some nice texture. Pretty color. Add some fresh tomatoes. And do some a few olives here. This will give it a nice salty kind of meaty texture too. Some olives on there. Yummy! This is dinner. And for any of you guys out there looking for a little challenge, I just did a video. I'm going to go for some 6-pack abs here. So I just finished taking a mile run. So if you got a goal, don't wait. You could do it with me, and you can post all your where you're at or anything like that, your goal on any of the videos that I do. I'm going to be doing weekly updates and stuff like that. So you can join in if you like. So here we go, and some fresh basil. Alright. Fresh basil. And we got a few of these whole mushrooms, you know. Maybe put that like around the side. Like that. Hello, look at that. Isn't that awesome? Can you guys see that? Isn't that beautiful? We got a spaghetti bolognese with some Kalamata olives and some of the fresh sauce on the side, and some mushrooms and basil. Oh my god. This is going to be delicious. So anyways, please subscribe to these videos if you haven't. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, always eat happy foods. Please find me on Facebook, Raw Food for Kids. I just set up a fan page account, so please find me there. You can find me on Twitter. And you can also find the recipes written out on my website, rawfoodforkids.org, like organic. So anyways, have a super awesome night, and I will talk to you real soon. Take care.